Hi guys, welcome back. It's Cameron Luvuvette, and today we are talking about self-motivation and self-discipline. I decided to break down the video into 3 different parts. The first part is going to be what is self-discipline and what is self-motivation and what is the difference. The second part is going to be how to apply it to your daily life. I came up with a very simple formula you guys can use. And the third part is going to be my top 2 solutions I kind of fix so I can start relying on discipline a little bit more than I rely on motivation. But before I get into that, if you are new to my channel, welcome back. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back as well. I'm so glad that you guys are here. All right, so let's get into the definitions. Basically almost described as a wanting to act or a desire to act. And self-discipline is defined as the obedience and the need to act. So it's normally been kind of normalized that we pay more attention to motivation before we pay attention to self-discipline, because apparently, in quotations, you need motivation before you need discipline. But really, if you think about it, self-discipline is a primary action. Self-motivation is a secondary action. In order to achieve motivation or inspiration, you do have to actually get up and do it and have the obedience to do it. So what exactly does that mean? So for all my people who are good at math, I'm not super good at math, but I want you to kind of think of it almost like a math problem. So motivation is very inconsistent. There are so many ways that it can be altered. Example wise, you're not seeing results quickly, you're not seeing results at all, or just simply what we all hate, procrastination. So because of that, it can lead to you just being unmotivated and just completely lazy. So think about if you relied on that inconsistent variable, you're not going to get much done. But if we replace that with self-discipline, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're going to want to get it done. It doesn't matter if you have to. It doesn't matter. You're going to get it done because you have the obedience and you have a job to finish what you started. So I want to take a rewind to what I was saying about the whole math problem thing and what that would technically look like to give you guys some type of visual imagery. Self-discipline equals motivation / inspiration. So what I mean by self-motivation being an inconsistent value, an inconsistent variable, is that if you do your work or you just have the discipline to do it, you're not always going to get motivation. You're not always going to get inspiration. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes self-discipline can equal literally nothing. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. Now, we have been conditioned. We have been kind of taught to reverse the entire scenario I just gave you. Self-motivation equals self-discipline. Now, in some situations, that could be right. Some situations, you actually, get motivation and then you have the self-discipline over time and years to come. But who wants to do that if you can just focus on self-discipline and just wait until motivation comes along, right? So now that everyone understands the basic concept, everyone understands what it is, we came up with the whole equation, all of that. Now let's get into some ways that you can improve your self-discipline and stop relying on motivation. So trusting your self-discipline and being able to have self-discipline is not something that just pops up out of thin air and you can just randomly just do. But I can say one of my favorite things is to start trusting yourself when you say you are going to get something done. And this doesn't have to be super like big things. Like this can be small things. Like if you said you were going to exercise the day before, go exercise. If you said you were going to go to Target, go to Target. Trust what you said the day before. Those are just some small things you can just step into and just say, okay, well, I said I was going to do it, so let me just do it, whether you want to or not. Now, number 2, another one of my favorites is writing everything down in a calendar. Whether you like to do it virtually on your phone or whether you like to actually write it down. I personally like to literally write it down because the satisfaction I feel when I cross things out of my calendar is the best feeling in the entire world. Overall, the main thing I want you to get from this video is that it's good to have motivation. I don't want you guys to think that motivation is bad. You shouldn't have motivation. You shouldn't pay attention to it. But I do want you to put more emphasis and more focus on your self-discipline, because that's going to come first before any type of inspiration, before any type of motivation, because you're always going to not want to do something. So never rely on that.